Welcome to this Module 5 reflection where we will be discussing technology trends. My name is Chris Harrell and I'll be reflecting on a variety of trends in educational technology as I see them. Now let's get started. Today we will review mobile learning, social networking, personal learning networks or PLNs, augmented and virtual reality, AR/VR, gamification, and big data analytics from two perspectives, traditional and digital age. After reviewing these 6 tech trends, we will explore potential methods to bridge the gap between traditional and digital age learning perspectives. Let's take a moment to define what is meant by the terms traditional and digital age. Khalaf and Zen define traditional teaching and learning as an environment where the teacher is the primary source of information and students merely receive knowledge. It is largely passive and students rarely receive opportunity to engage unless they're called upon to answer a question or complete a task. In this method, students accept knowledge and typically may not challenge what is taught. Digital age refers to online access to information and communication technologies, or ICT, where students can explore various topics. This style of learning typically occurs in asynchronous environments. Now let's take a look at our first topic, mobile learning. Our first topic to explore is mobile learning, which refers to learning that occurs online through mobile technologies such as tablets, laptops, notebooks, and/or smartphones. Let's take a look at traditional and digital age perspectives on mobile learning. Mobile learning shifts learning environments from teacher-led to student-centered. This and other possibilities and challenges brought on by online education are critical issues facing traditional face-to-face teachers today. The pressure felt by traditionalists to learn and integrate mobile technologies in the classroom can oftentimes be overwhelming. To the digital age learner, mobile learning or M-learning creates learning environments that are convenient and flexible, allowing learning to take place beyond the restrictions of scheduled meeting times and/or spaces. While the traditional learner might suggest that mobile learning makes student-to-teacher or student-to-student interactions more challenging, it can actually create more opportunities for interaction. However, the learner must actively seek communication amongst peers and instructors. Social networking is defined as using ICT-based social media sites and apps in order to stay connected with friends, family, colleagues, and students. These social Web 2.0 tools have transformed the way information is accessed, generated, utilized, and shared in today's world. From a traditional perspective, it is easy to view social networking technology as an entertainment tool, and to include it in the classroom would invite disaster. For instance, a student using social media in class can have their attention towards schoolwork totally derailed simply by a friend saying hi on social media. Social pressure to respond so as not to seem rude could easily create conflict for learners. From a digital age perspective, understanding that learning is social, these networking sites and apps create environments that allow for flexible and creative forms of collaboration with other learners regardless of time and distance. In addition, social networking can help educators find inspiration for activities and expedite feedback between teachers and students and peers to peers. Social networking is also a great way to begin developing our next topic, personal learning networks, or PLNs. Professional learning networks can be described as resources collected and accessed in order for an individual's learning. Resources for a PLN can take a variety of forms. Let's take a look at PLNs from a traditional perspective. Earlier, the expansion of technology can place complex demands on educators to maintain and extend their learning in order to support learners' needs. And traditional teachers and learners may feel this burden heavier than their digital age counterpart. Traditional PLNs might include conversing with faculty members in the teacher's lounge, mentor teachers, visiting the local library, and/or attending required professional development sessions provided by school administrators. This limited view of PLNs neglects the wide range of learning resources available using Web 2.0 tools. From a digital age perspective, PLNs can truly span the globe to include searching blogs, Twitter and Twitter chats, including specific hashtags, LinkedIn, online journals, communities, conferences, friends, family, and coworkers. Maintaining an active PLN allows educators to stay up to date with the latest trends, find inspiration, and stretch their pedagogy, which can lead to enduring change in practices. Augmented reality and virtual reality make use of mobile devices to create experiences where students explore content in new and exciting ways to advance their learning. Using 3D and 360-degree images, students can either be immersed in virtual environments or observe objects that are not physically present in their environment. AR/VR has massive potential to shift learning in the classroom and on-the-job training by simulating environments that would otherwise be too expensive or dangerous to physically experience. A few issues that prevent its inclusion in the traditional classroom is the price tag, lack of faculty training, and attitudes towards the technology. Many schools do not have the resources to purchase expensive headsets, tablets, and smartphones that make AR/VR learning possible. Most teachers lack access to training on ways to leverage AR/VR in the classroom. And many teachers view it as a novelty, a gadget, or shiny toy, not a meaningful educational tool. From a digital age perspective, AR/VR technology is a tool that can generate excitement among students. The idea of visiting the Great Wall of China in 360 or 3D immersion, or watching a volcano erupt using AR, it provides students with experiential learning environments that they would otherwise be able to do so. This technology is becoming more prevalent and the associated costs are dropping, which makes leveraging AR/VR easier and far more likely. The next topic up is gamification. This is the practice of integrating game-like elements in non-game settings. Let's take a look at traditional and digital age perspectives on gamification. From a traditional perspective, it is very likely that teachers feel as though they are not equipped to employ elements of gamification in their classrooms. This, however, may be due to lack of understanding of what gamification is. Gamification does not mean that teachers must invent a game relating to their subject matter. It can be as simple as including elements of gameplay, like a scoreboard, teams, badges, rewards, or leveling up. As a freshman history teacher, I was surprised to find that the average 9th grader spends 9 hours per week playing games outside of school. So why not leverage this technology that students are already using to improve learning in a collaborative setting? In addition, this trend is also shown to reduce anxiety when used as a method of assessment, such as using quizzes. Data analytics refers to collecting data to find patterns that may emerge, typically used to guide corrective action. Big data analytics refers to collecting data on a much larger scale, sometimes without the subject's consent or awareness, in order to customize content to suit learners' needs. Think about how Amazon ads show up in your social media feed trying to sell you an item you recently searched on Google in order to better predict your consumer needs. Though I would consider myself as a digital age teacher, when it comes to big data analytics, I'm definitely on the traditional end of the spectrum. I analyze a lot of data to guide instruction, but it's limited to what my students show on homework, discussions, quizzes, and tests. Using the data, I can adjust the pace of a lesson or change the way I teach it in future iterations. Digital age learning analytics mines a much wider field of data, akin to business analytics, to improve organizational effectiveness and learner success. Another emerging trend in learning analytics is the ability to quantify non-traditional forms of learning. So what is responsible for the gap between traditional and digital age perspectives? As teachers get older, their willingness to adopt new technologies into their pedagogies declines. Keep in mind that the rate of EdTech expansion is overwhelmingly rapid. It seems every month a new app, Web 2.0 tool, or learning platform is being released. This causes the gap between traditional and digital age teachers and learners to grow larger. So how do we fix or reduce this gap? Understanding the different mindsets is important because no two learners learn the same way. The two perspectives can coexist in a symbiotic relationship if teachers actively sought out a PLN or social network regarding tech trends in an effort to pursue lifelong learning while fostering a growth mindset. Researching best practices for either implementing traditional practices or digital tools will lead to more effective instruction for students across a wider spectrum of learning preferences. Instructional design is an iterative process. Evaluating and revising instructional materials is key to growth and can lead to expanded pedagogical practices. My final piece of advice for those looking to try something new and/or different is to not be afraid to make mistakes. Students need to see risk-taking modeled for them in an educational setting. I've tried several times to implement new EdTech tools only to have the lesson go horribly awry. And when that happens, I always learn how to improve the next time around. And remember, it's not a failure if you learn something from the experience. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching the presentation.